Yo, what's going on, guys? Savage here. Today we're gonna have another tips and tricks video. Now I'm gonna keep putting out the series as much as I can. Battle royales in general, not just Warzone, but battle royales in general are just massive as far as different strategies to use at different times. It's an ever-changing battlefield. So physically, if I put out tips and tricks video every day for the next year, I wouldn't even be able to touch a fraction of the tips and tricks that I can give you guys. Scenarios are constantly changing, players are constantly adapting, updates are constantly changing the meta, so let's learn this stuff together. But before we get into it, guys, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, let's get this video to 200 likes, and follow me over on Twitch, where you will see this gameplay live 6 days a week. The link to that will be in the description below. But guys, I'm going to be posting losses, I'm going to be posting wins, I'm going to be posting different things, but basically my point of this is not to show you amazing gameplay of me dropping 30, 40 bombs. The point of this series is to show you guys the mistakes that I made, the mistakes that my teammates made, the mistakes that the enemies we were fighting made, and kind of enlighten you guys on the decision-making process. When it comes to Warzone and Warzone particularly, there's a lot of decision making to be had. If you played Blackout, if you played Fortnite, if you played just like I did, this game requires a lot more decision making because of the way the map's designed for campers. But guys, without further ado, let's dive into this. All right, guys, I decided to go ahead and pull out a match where we decided to hot drop. Now, Hangars is basically the new Wagers. This place is usually pretty hot. I don't believe there's that many people here this match, but we do have our fair share of action. Now, guys, as you can see, I'm always going for an objective of some sort, whether it's bounty, whether it's the flag, whether it's search, I'm always working my way to something. However, I will tell you guys that if you pick up the bounty too soon, sometimes it will give a player that's floating in the bounty and he may go all the way to prison. So I would recommend, instead of grabbing the bounty right off the rip, wait a couple seconds. That way you can make sure that the bounty goes to a player that's actually near you. However, on the flip side of that, if you do decide to pick up a bounty right off the rip, there's a high probability he's going to get poached by another team because it's a hot drop and basically half the players are going to die. As you can see right here, we really don't have many weapon options. I have an Uzi and an RPG. My teammate decides to go full-fledged Rambo on his ass and falls right into his death. But because we're sticking together, I finish off the kill and pop the res. Guys, no matter what skill-based matchmaking you're in, players are going to stay together in a hot drop. That's just the way to do it. You don't want to run off by yourself and end up running into a 1v4. 9 times out of 10, you're gonna run into a building and you're gonna have 4 Betty Joes camping corners staring at the doorway you're about to walk into. The last thing you're gonna do is put yourself in an awkward position of being outnumbered. So as you can see, we're just running together, we're staying together. We do have one teammate who's off doing whatever the hell he wants. You know, sometimes you got those teammates. But as you can see, we're going ahead swapping our money out. Pick up your stash as fast as possible. I believe we got the stash in under 3 minutes. I always try to get my stash in the first 2 or 3 minutes. That way, if a team heard the gunshots from the earlier fight, by the time they get here to third party us, we'll already have our weapons and we'll already be ready to go. So guys, there's 2 choices from here. If you want to hunt down kills, which we're going for in this game, you want to go Superstore. Superstore is going to be the best rotation from Hangars when it comes to kills. 99% of the time, you're going to have enemies at Superstore. I think I can count on one hand how many times I went to Superstore and there was nobody there. But as you can see, again, guys, we push in, we stay together for the most part. But we pushed in, we just stay together. That way, when my 2 teammates went down, I came up from another angle and shot them from the back and was able to solidify both reses. So here we are again with all 4 teammates up in the middle of Superstore, which is clutch. If I wouldn't have been there, if I would have been delayed, if I would have been falling back, if I would have gotten from the same way, either I would have died with them or my teammates definitely would have been executed. Guys, you got to stay close to your teammates. This is probably the most toxic game I've ever played as far as executions are concerned. So if you want to avoid getting executed or avoid having your teammates executed, make sure you're close by so when they do get downed, the enemy player does not have a chance to solidify that kill. All right, guys, I always recommend having one teammate with the heartbeat sensor. I'm usually that guy. Again, I'm a sniper, so normally I won't have an SMG, so there's no reason for me to push into the buildings and be super aggressive. Have one teammate with a heartbeat sensor that can do the call outs. For some reason, there's still a lot of players in this game that don't run Ghost. I just don't understand why when I kill players, I hardly find them having heartbeat sensors. All right, so my teammate decided to push a building by himself, so I'm gonna go back there and try to get the res off. I'm gonna bail from this fight and push my teammate who's downed. Unfortunately, when my teammate went down, he didn't live ping the enemy, so I had no idea where he was at. Also on the comms, guys, if you go down, make sure the only thing you're doing on comms is calling out. I can't tell you how many times there's a down teammate and I'm running to my death to save him. And instead of him calling out where the enemy is, he's just bitching and moaning and griping, whether it's hacker this, cheater that, this game sucks. There's no need to bitch while you're downed. After the fight's over and things like that, go ahead and vent, let it loose. But if you're down, guys, please do call outs. There's no reason for you to not. So instead of just landing right on the loadout right off the bat, I decided to pick up an LMG just in case there's people here. Now in this situation, the reason why I land on the roof is because there's a firehouse right next to the loadout stash, which means there's a possibility somebody could be sniping in the window. There could be a team there. Fire stations just scare the shit out of me. I don't know why. It's just, it's such a campy spot, and there's so many teams that just sit there and they don't believe there's anything else to the map. So I went ahead and landed on the roof, grabbed the gun just in case, and then proceeded to my stash. Now again, right here, guys, you want to land next to your team. However, you see that one of my teammates, Blue, he lands on the loadout stash, so we're making our way back to him so he doesn't get killed. Unfortunately, as we're making our way there, an enemy team picks up a bounty and just happens to be right on the guy who just landed. So we're going to try to haul ass back to them. I'm scoping, trying to see if I can get any movement, get any live pings for my teammates. I don't see anything. I'm scanning the best of my ability, but because of this ridge, I don't see what's about to happen. My teammate Purple's about to run right into his death right about now. And because I'm a little bit behind, I'm gonna pop some shots at these guys and get the double kill. Now guys, whether it's sniping or not, always go for headshots. It's the fastest, most efficient way to get the kills. And of course, I'm gonna go ahead and execute just in case they have self-res. So right now we're in a 2v, possibly 2 situation. I've only got 2 kills. We know there's at least 1 up. I see him inside this house. I get the armor crack, and my teammate from another angle finishes off the kill. Now guys, I always preach to stay together, but that doesn't mean you have to be in the exact same area. He was in another building, had another angle on the enemy that I was fighting, so we were able to hit him from 2 different directions. You always want to put shots on a target from multiple directions. That way, 1, it confuses the enemy, and 2, he can't kill you guys if you're both shooting at different angles. Now we're down 2 teammates, we're low on money, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick up a search bounty, and we're gonna nail these searches. Now guys, if you're down teammates, this is your only option. You can go for flags, you can go for bounties, but the best decision is go for searches. Flags will notify the entire area that you're doing a flag bounty, and that's the last thing you want when you're down players. Because if you get rushed by a 4v5 while sitting on a flag, you're probably gonna get annihilated. So go ahead and get the searches. They're usually close together. Get the searches done and buy back your teammates. Now, I don't know what this guy's doing right here. I never understood the meta of jumping. If that guy wouldn't have jumped right there, I never got the headshot off. If he would have slid off the roof, if he would have just walked off the roof, he would have been fine. But because he jumped, he gave himself some extra hang time, which allowed me to kill him. Guys, this isn't Fortnite. But if you're just running, jumping doesn't help. Sliding helps if you're slide canceling, but just doing a normal slide doesn't help either. So at this point, a teammate marks that there's an enemy on the roof. So I'm going to keep my eye on this roof as much as possible. So as you can see, me and a teammate are staying relatively close together. I have another teammate on the far right side and another teammate on the far left side. That way, if this guy peeks, we can get some shots on him from different angles. Unfortunately, my teammate goes down. As you can see, instead of just hiding behind the bus and popping the res, I stick out a little bit. That way I can see if the enemy pushes me, which he does. And because he does that, I cancel the res and I get the kill. 9 times out of 10, if a teammate goes down that close to the enemy, he's going to try to rush you for the execution. So start getting the res off, but play it as if you're going to get pushed, because most of the time you will. All right, guys, so we're at the in-game situation right now, just judging. I can't remember exactly how this goes, but just judging by the circle, I'm going to say we sit in the middle, right on that hill, and we head glitch the hill. That's the best spot. It's one of the higher points. Yes, it's centered in the circle, but because of all the tree coverage, because of all the ridges, it should be a good place to sit at. Normally, I will not recommend sitting on buildings, especially a gas station building. There's a lot of problems with where we're sitting at right now. 1, we can get sniped from, well, train station in general. 2, we can get sniped from the green buildings behind us. 3, we can get sniped from fire station. And 4, we can get sniped from the hangars. Yeah, never sit on top of buildings like that, guys. If there's high ground around you and you're on a roof, get off the roof. A teammate calls out that they're doing a recon over here at fire station. One of the teammates decides to run out. Guys, this is a perfect example of what not to do. Look at this enemy team right here. They're staying together. They're giving us a line of sight. So as I'm scoped in, I can see 2 of their teammates. You want to have players be a little bit separated so that when I do scope in on an enemy, I can't see your whole team. That way I have to actually transition from target to target. And again, guys, as you can see, me and my team are close together, but not on top of each other. You're going to notice that this guy right here and his teammate are literally right on top of each other, which allows me to get the snipes off easier. They're both in my scope. They're both next to my crosshairs. One of their teammates had the right idea. He was in a green building right there, so he's going to pop out the window. I'm going to switch to my Grawl, try to get some shots off on him. He's going to put a lot of damage on me. Guys, when you're in a fight and you're taking more damage than you're giving, it's not shameful to bail out. As you see right there, the guy jumps out the window. He puts shots on me. He breaks my armor. I bail from the fight, played up. If I would have thugged that out and tried to get the shots on him, even if I would have hit my headshots, he probably would have killed me. All right, so if you see loadout stashes on top of buildings, especially late game, you can almost guarantee there's going to be an enemy player up there. That was just kind of a given. Unfortunately, I don't get the kill. It is what it is. That's a sniper's life. If you guys snipe, you know the struggle. You're going to get way more downs than you do kills. But we have these guys gatekeeped inside of the hangar. What we're going to start doing is working our way closer and closer and closer and probably push across the street. If you notice on the mini map right now, the circle does not favor our side of the street. So we want to go ahead and get a knock if we can and then push. We don't have circle favor and we have to cross a wide open street or wide open airfield or something without cover. It happens way too often. It happens to everybody. Guys, if you're ever put in a position where you need to cross into the open to get safe and the other team's already safe, just get a knock. Have your team sniper get a knock, and if you can't do it, just have your teammates focus up on a player and get a knock. Guys, if you get a knock, not only is that player down, but one of his teammates is going to be rezzing him, so they're now down 2 people. That is the perfect opportunity to push across out of a bad position and create a better position. A lot of times players will just run out in the open and zigzag thinking that's going to work. Zigzagging in this game doesn't really help you for the most part, even against a bad player. All right, here we are late game, guys. We have 2 enemy teams left. We fortunately have all 4 of our teammates up. So if you're trying to become a better player in a situation like this, where you're in the final circle, you're in a clustered area with a lot of buildings, a lot of rocks, a lot of cover, put the sniper away. You see me run around with my sniper, bad call on my part, put the sniper away, run around with your other gun, whether it's an SMG, whether it's an AR. If you have an opportunity to get to a stash, swap out your sniper for, you know, an MP5 class or a Finnick class or something like that. Get some close range on you, because the chance of getting a long shot kill in this little bitty area is slim to nothing. All I'm going to do at this point is put myself in a dangerous position by jumping on top of planes like an idiot. I'm just kind of playing reckless right now. Guys, keep yourself on the ground, keep yourself by cover, play with your team, get some kills, and just play smart for the win. As you can see here, I'm taking way too many shots, popping way too many plates. I really shouldn't have gone through this. Now I'm in a position where I don't have plates, I'm hurting, and still I'm using my sniper rifle. This is a mistake on my part. We end up winning the game, but again, it was a huge mistake on my part. All right, so right now we're in a 4v3, and we know for 100% certainty the last team is camping inside this building. Now, a lot of people have been asking, Savage, can you please put out tips and tricks on how to deal with campers? You just really can't. And right here, I don't know how I went down from the rocket. He shot the rocket at the door. Thankfully, I had self-res. I went ahead and popped it, and now it's a 3v3 situation. In this situation, guys, don't push in the building. Don't get close to the building. Just wait for them to come out. These guys are going to have to move. These guys are cornering themselves, and you know damn well that as soon as you walk through the door, they're going to RPG, they're going to C4, they're going to shoot you, and it's not going to end well. There was no reason for us to get that close in the first place. Fortunately, it worked out, and fortunately, my teammate was able to push him with some C4 and get a double kill with it and end the game. But that was a bad play on me and my teammates' parts. Luckily, it just happened to work out. What that team should have done was, the moment they got a double down, they should have pushed out and tried to fight the 2v2. But instead, they stayed in the building too long. They allowed my teammates to come in from multiple angles, and then they C4'd them to death. That was a bad play on our part, bad play on the enemy's team's part. Guys, again, learn from my mistakes, learn from my teammates' mistakes, and learn from the enemy's mistakes. But guys, I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you leave a thumbs up on the videos, get to 200 likes, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to follow me on Twitch, where we stream this game 6 days a week. Y'all have a good one, and I'll catch you in the next one. Yo, what's going on, guys? Savage here. I really hope you're enjoying the series. I'm gonna keep cranking them out as long as you guys keep enjoying them. If you want to check out some other tips and tricks videos, I'm gonna link those videos right here. Again, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video, and follow us on Twitch, where we stream 6 days a week. Y'all have a good one, and I'll catch you in the next one.